Hi, everybody. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to add a banner to your website. And I'm just going to go right away and launch the homepage editor. And I've already started building the sample site. And just to talk a little bit about the banner, how to create an effective banner. Uh, it's actually one of the most important elements of your site because it's the first thing someone sees when they come to your site. So it's really important to have a high quality image on your banner if you're using an image. It's very important to have engaging messaging. Um, so typically you would have, a large heading that kind of is an emotive heading that grabs a person emotionally, and then underneath that heading you'll have a more specific subheading that speaks a little bit more about what your site is about, and then typically there's a call to action button, and it could be to learn more about your site. It could be to navigate them to your store. It could be to get them to sign up for a newsletter. um, that's up to you. Um, so, what's a few tips about designing your homepage in general is first that people um, see before they read. So that is why it's important to have engaging graphics that will draw the viewer in, that will get their notice, and then also that people they don't read web pages, they scan them. So that again is why it's important to have those grabbing headlines to again draw the viewer in, draw the visitor in. Um, so getting back to designing the banner now, um, when you first launch the homepage editor, you'll see in the design area on the right hand side, you'll see a bunch of layouts already there, and you can easily um, customize them by just clicking the the pencil, or you can go and launch the sections menu. And if you scroll to the bottom and click add sections, you can see some different layout options that are also available. But when you launch the sections area, you'll see all these are the different sections that create this page here. And you can move them with the drag handles. You can rename them or delete them by clicking the ellipses. So we're going to talk about how to create the banner image. And what I've done is I've also added the banner that would appear when you first um, launch the homepage editor. So I'm going to show you, I'll be updating this banner to make it look like my guided meditations. So the first thing I'll do is I'll click on the pencil, and that will load the sidebar that has all the controls and the customizations. Um, so if you want, the section width determines the width of the banner. So if you want to have a banner that's not full width, then you would use the slide range. You have different banner types. You can add an image, a background, just a solid background color, or video. We're going to be adding an image to this, so I'm going to select image. Now, it's very important to use the guidance for the dimensions of the banner, and that helps particularly with making sure that it will look good on different screen sizes. So before you upload your image to the image editor, make sure that you've resized it to this proportion. So I'm going to upload an image, and I'll just browse my images. Where is it? So here, and I'll open, and then I'll upload that image. As you can see, it's here now. Now, the next thing, it's really important to use, actually, it's important to add an alt tag for SEO. So that is basically a very brief description of your banner, and it's important sometimes you can use your keywords, so it's very important for SEO to add that alt image tag. And so I might say something like, uh, meditative, videos, something like that, something using my keywords. Um, and next, uh, for your banner, you should optimize that image. Again, that's so that the page will load faster. If it's a large image file, when you optimize it, the image file is compressed and your page will load faster, and that's a more positive user experience. And also, it's better for SEO. The image overlay. So you can see that right now the text is not very visible. So the image overlay allows you to add a slight filter over the image, and this is obviously too dark. And so with the range slider again, you can um, increase the opacity, and that will make the text pop a little bit more. And you also can, decide what type of colored filter you want over that. And so here in the little WYSIWYG editor we have here, you add your text. And if you just click the ellipsis here, you can see a whole bunch more settings to use. So I'm just going to, uh, over this. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so and then make sure it's heading 1. That's also important for SEO to make sure you're using your correct headings. You can create the alignment. You can change the color, bold it, add a link to it. And here you have your different font sizes. And then this is the source code, and that's sometimes, you know, good to use if you want to make sure that you're using the same headings on different pages. You can copy and paste this, and I'll show you that in another video. Um, and I'm not going to bother changing. Well, I'll just go ahead and I'll change this. And then we have the button. So on this banner, I've decided to use an outline button. You also have options here if you want to show the title or not show the title. You can easily remove them. Now, on the content width, to enable to be able to use the horizontal position, just don't have the content width set to full. Just set it to 11, and then you'll be able to just use these vertical and horizontal positionings. So next, the button. So the button text, you can update, and you would add a link if you wanted to add a link. So I could have this go to the subscribe page, and the internal link for the subscribe page is just /subscribe. Remember, if you are linking to anywhere within your site, you would just copy the portion of the URL after the .com. If you copy the entire URL, you'll end up, once you add your custom domain name, all your links will break. So it's very important when you're linking to pages within your website, you only copy the portion of the URL after the .com. And you can set it to open a new window. Now I'm going to just scroll down a little bit further, and I'm going to select outline for my button style, and then the button border. So I'm going to set it to 3, maybe I'll set it to 2. And then the border radius, if you want to have kind of a curved, cornered button, you would use that, but I'll just stick with a square. And then the button color. You can click on the button, and you can add the hex color code here or just in here. You can click around here. Um, I always like to just use the hex color code, so I'm just going to make this white, and that's a lot of Fs to make it white. I don't know the exact number. And I can select different button sizes. I'll stick with the large button. You have the ability to, align the button. Um, and then I'll just save and, of course, go up here and publish it now because you have to not only just save it, but publish it. And so you can see that I very easily created a new banner for my homepage. Okay, thanks.